bro.
They
Keep leaving y'all, yo. Or like,
you know what I'm saying?
or like a bad ex-boyfriend, you know.
But
You know what I'm saying?
be coming back though to mad toxic. But you know now we changed.
We changed our ways.
We have to work on some shit. Finally got my intro that I've been asking for, so that's why we're finally back. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep giving you guys more consistent. We're gonna be back every week like we were last time. You know what I'm saying? Every week in the sea, so it's been a long time since you heard it, but welcome back, kicking it with Kilo and Q.
Yes, sir. You know what it is. She show.
Yes, you already know. This has been actually, I don't even know how long it's been since we talked. It's been a few months. I think we did one this year or something like that in 2021. But you know, obviously we have a man in the back.
Yo.
Cool genius, we already know. Shout out our boy Pizzle came through the, you know, sitting in the background. Support the team, you know what I'm saying?
Put his little 2 cents in, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you already know. So.
Yeah, for Shisho.
Yeah, like I said, yo, it's been, you know, I was waiting on some shit and then things happened, blah, 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 but got the intro now and I'm gonna be more consistent, we're gonna be back. Like you said, almost lost the podcast before on the Spotify and all that, but got it back. So,
It's meant to be, that's what it's saying. At the end of the day, it was meant to be, and we're here, we're being. You know what I'm saying? You feel that?
Anyways, let's get to there's a lot of things we done missed, you know.
So much.
You
You can't catch it all, yeah, you know? That'd be like a 5-hour pod.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all would get bored, fall asleep, wake up, we're still talking. Boy.
No one wants to hear people talking for that long.
Yeah, facts.
But what do you want to start with first? You want to get into the sports? You want to get into the real world stuff? You want to get into the entertainment stuff? Like,
I think we should start with the sports.
Start with the sports.
Let's start with something that's fresh in everybody's mind right now, you know what I'm saying?
Alright, so let's start with the sports. And before we start with the main sport that's still going on, it's still fuck you Floyd Mayweather and Jake Paul or Logan Paul, whatever it is, for that
Logan Paul. Floyd Mayweather's been robbing man for years though, so I don't
He wasn't robbing me. Streamed that shit illegally.
He's still getting paid, bro.
And mostly I streamed it to watch my nigga Ocho Cinco. Yo, Ocho Cinco won the fight. I know he got knocked at the end, he lost at the end, but he was whooping that nigga ass majority of the TikTok. He was whooping that nigga ass.
Yeah, he's holding down still.
Whooping that nigga ass, so.
Ocho is a strong 1-2 puncher, at least. You could tell he trained, you know, I respect that.
He got cocky. Remember, he got cocky. He tried to, you know what I mean? Flex up at the nigga, 10 seconds later got dropped, so. You know what I'm saying? But it happens anyways, you know, fuck all that. Only other sport thing really is going outside of ball that we'll get to in the second pause is Naomi Osaka, the stuff that she's been going through with tennis and beefing, and now she's saying that she needs time away for like her mental health and spend time with family and stuff like that. I don't know what your thoughts really are on that.
At the end of the day, like I don't think anybody's in the right to question anybody else's intention when it comes to their career and shit like that, you know? Like I feel like if she says she needs it for a mental reason or whatever the case, and this and that, like, okay, let her take it. Like, she's still young. It's not like it's not hurting us. You know what I'm saying? This is her career, it's her legacy that she's either putting on pause or, you know, whatever she's trying to do with it. So I feel like, it's not really up to us to really, I guess, make a judgment on if it's right or wrong for what she's doing.
Yeah.
It's just, I understand it from an outside point of view. When I do it, that's a different story. But yeah, that's what I feel. That's what I feel about that situation. So
I mostly agree on, especially if she's going through stuff like, anxiety, depression, things of that nature. But if it is just off of what she said, that having these interviews in between matches kind of rattle her confidence and stuff like that, and that's what she's battling with, I don't agree with her backing away, because in sports, that's something that we rate. Like, you're going through adversity all the time. There's people doubting you, and that's what Serena Williams and Venus Williams pretty much said. They're responsible, but they also said everybody is not like them. And I do believe she's dealing with more stuff than just that. She does seem like a very introverted person.
That's what I was to say. So let me ask you a question. So how do you know she wasn't doing that the whole time up to this point? And now she's overwhelmed.
No, and that's what I said. I could understand.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because from day one, she always looked like an introvert.
Yes, but in sports, when it says something about rattling your confidence because of the questions that are being asked, that happens in press conferences after every game. That is kind of like, they're if you have a bad game or something, they do criticize, and that is
Yeah,
something.
but now that she's becoming one of the best players in the world, like it's getting heavier on her. You know what I'm saying?
And she can change that type of thing in the media.
Well, and also too, she can also seek like training and help and like how to deal with those interviews and those moments better, so that she's not so like under like stress or like feeling like she's like under pressure during these interviews. You know what I'm saying? She kind of takes it for I don't know, like a grain of salt.
So my question is like, this is the Asian half black. So does she feel that way when paparazzi's following her and YB and Corday?
See, now that's a thing, because when I seen the Vogue magazine cover and stuff come out, I'm like.
So she's only finicky for certain cameras.
And it's from what I heard also when I heard people talking about the thing, it's because that I guess the U.S. Open or whichever one she left, I think it was the French Open. Yeah. She just opted out of Wimbledon as well, but the French Open, I guess on those type of surfaces or whatever, she has struggled on. So they're saying somebody did make that point and said it can kind of be something where that's where it comes down to in sports. You're getting rattled because you struggle here and they're criticizing you or they're asking questions about your struggles, but you're supposed to be able to fight through this. This is what athletes go through.
Yeah.
Like this is regular. And it had a lot of people judging how journalism was and press conferences and stuff, and nowadays, this journalist, we're walking a thin line with everything. It's because now, usually an athlete is only going to do an interview with people that they like or something, and now if you're doing it with somebody that's your friend, they're not going to ask you the real question. For the most part.
Yeah, they don't want to step on toes or make you feel uncomfortable or whatever.
They don't want to ruin relationships.
But in respect to that though, like that's her PR people's fault though. Mm-hmm. Whoever her public relations team is that isn't vetting the questions before they're asked, that's their problem. Like she should be telling them, yo, I only want them to ask me this.
On press conferences, you can't really do that.
No, but you can still yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can still strong arm the shit. Like at the side, the PR can be like, yo, next question.
But that's what I'm saying. Like she needs like that little bit of extra training and like advice and guidance when it comes to that stuff. Like she's still young. There's still a lot of shit to learn that comes with being this great of a player. It's not just only on the tennis court when you're out there,
Yeah.
It's off the court too. It's marketing, it's media,
it's everything.
All of that. Your life becomes your brand.
But on that part,
so she needs to be taught how to handle that. You know what I'm saying? Rather than saying, hey, this is my issue, and like this is why I'm stopping. It's like nah. There's a lot of people who are successful that feel or felt the same way that you did, but they fought through it or got help to help endure through it. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like a lot of people nowadays just kind of like. They give into the weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? If it's mental health, if it's physical, if it's psychological, whatever. Like a lot of people, like their first thing
they give in before they fight.
Yeah, that's like they just kind of like they own it of what's wrong with them, and then it's just like it's wrong. So it's like, hey, accept me because I know what's wrong with me. So hey, this is what's wrong.
I know instead of trying to work on it,
actively fight it or actively do things that are gonna like now it's like getting. Let's say you go to the doctor and they say, yo, you have a cold. So rather than you going and taking the things that are gonna help your cold get better, you're gonna tell everybody like, yo, sorry if I can't feel weight, sorry if I can't I'm not the same, but I just have a cold. But you're never gonna go take medicine. It doesn't you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo,
that's what I'm saying. It's a complicated situation. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It is, and if it's just off of a confidence, that's all I'm saying. If it's off of a confidence thing, then you gotta fight through that as an athlete. If it is the mental health aspect and stuff of that nature, then yes, I understand. But we'll just go into the NBA. You already know. That's what's really popping. Right now we're in the thick of the playoffs. And you know what? We missed some shit. So it's time to roast some niggas. Some niggas is gonna get roasted.
Yeah, they got it.
Some niggas gonna get roasted, and we're gonna start with, and some niggas gonna get praised. But let's start with the roasting first.
All right.
And first up, numero uno, is the bricker shot himself, Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons, bro.
What's up with this guy? Dog, after he did that,
nothing's up with it.
It's the same thing. Confidence.
Exactly.
At this point, I don't think it's confidence.
Yeah,
no, it is.
At this point,
something mental with Ben Simmons.
It's beyond confidence.
Let me tell you why. Look at this regular season. I'm not even specify any game. Look at him in the regular season to now where the point is 0 field goal attempts in 4 or 5 straight games in the fourth quarter.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Shooting and missing is one thing, Quincy. Not even shooting, not even looking to score, Nah,
That's
bro.
another thing. Exactly.
That's I know it's a competition.
It's in the
Bro,
center.
he had a dunk. Ben Simmons once knows what he does one thing well. If it's not passing, it's dunking.
And I think it's because he didn't want to get fouled.
And he didn't want to get
Go to
it's
free
his
throw.
head. It's all confidence.
I hear you, but I also think that it's a mixture of him not adding no skill to his game. Like
Yeah,
you can't be in the
he's been
NBA
the
for
same.
this long and tell me you can't develop even a push shot.
But you know what it is? No.
That's not confidence.
That's
That's
just
just
when you
him.
watch
He hasn't gotten better. That's fine.
No, but
Stop looking
if
into
you watch
his game.
I'm not a Ben Simmons fan. I wrote
I'm
that
not
too.
at all.
But when I watch him play in the regular season for a TNT game or ESPN game or NBA TV game, whatever, just randomly on TV, he'll do the random push shot. He's not really shooting a jump shot, but he'll go in and he'll give you that mid-range game of floaters and at 10, 15 foot push shot. He's so athletic. He's 6'10", he can get over the rim. He
But
does
he's
it.
not even averaging 10 a game.
But hear what I'm saying though?
In the playoffs.
In the playoffs. That's what I'm saying. When the playoffs come, he just does not do it. It's not like he's shooting and missing like Paul George. He doesn't do it. That's what
Even in the main season,
it's 100%.
in main season, the
confident.
man's averaging 14 a game.
It's 100%.
He's averaging the same numbers as pretty much Lonzo Ball.
It's 100%.
Imagine that.
confidence. Yeah.
And Lonzo Ball goes to defender
And we
too.
criticized Lonzo Ball, and not we, but everybody criticizes Lonzo Ball.
And he averages, he's an all-star every year, averaging the same numbers as Lonzo Ball.
And it's probably the same defender. You could argue and say Lonzo Ball is
No. He's 6'10" with him.
okay, and Lonzo Ball is a
6'6".
good on.
But he's 6'10" with guard a point guard. That's how many teams could say
Well,
that?
okay, that's
Cause think about it, okay, hold on.
They don't have that.
Hold on, Pizzle, think about it. A shitty ass shooter, right?
Mhm.
When he shoots a ball and it goes in, 9 times out of 10, how does it go in?
I don't know.
He banks it in usually. A shit ass shooter, don't bank in. No, it's because dog, it's a toss.
though.
I'm saying it's obviously. I'm not saying it's easy. You don't get it twisted. I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying for these guys whose hands are so big that they can't finesse a jump shot, try something else.
But you know what I'm saying? That's a tougher touch. That's a better touch than a regular free throw.
I don't
Free throw, you
maybe
put
maybe
straight
from
on,
an
it's
angle,
the arc,
maybe
and
from an
you're
angle.
paying that
But straight on, real shit, bro. I've trained so much kids that if you throw the ball in that square from straight on, your chances go up of getting the ball in. Maybe on an angle, yeah, because you have to hit certain parts of the
Angle's
square.
easier.
You know what I'm saying?
Angle's way easier.
No, angle's harder.
To bank?
Yeah.
My nigga, that was my specialty at 10 years old.
But I'm saying because you understand angles. If you don't understand angles, then it's hard to bank because you know, for example, if you're on a 45, you bank on a certain height on the glass.
The corner.
But if you're on if you're closer, say if you're on like a 30 degree, you know you gotta bank a little lower on the glass. See what I'm saying? You know that subconsciously.
I spin too.
And that's a skill. But I'm saying
They don't have.
that's from the side though. From the front, all the time, even when I come down, a lot of my sloppy shots have gone in off just
But you have that
glass.
You know what I'm saying? You have it. You don't subconsciously you put a certain spin on it where the ball would die on the backboard and go in. Those niggas don't have that. It's gonna hit the top of the backboard, hit the front of the rim, and roll off either left or right over to the front.
That's better than their
One
wrist.
thing-
That's what I'm trying to say.
I gotta say one thing. You decided to not be on the camera, so you gotta wheel back.
My bad.
You know what I'm saying? You trying to, nigga, people are gonna be looking and shit. Good thing Quick Service still talking though. So it's a conversation and not just me talking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I asked you if you want to be on. Now this motherfucker wants to speak. Get out of here. But anyways, keep it moving with some bucket playoff stuff. Before we talk about the playoff games, actually, you know what? Should we talk about the playoff game? Because I know we're about to go on a tangent if I mention this guy's name. Because you hate him.
Oh my god, that fucking bum nigga.
And-
Yo, I'm gonna kill this guy. Let me kill you, please. Come on.
And but he had the amazing game, and the only reason why they lost is because his big ass foot was half an inch over. So we can talk about Kevin Durant's playoff performance, and then we can talk about what else has been going on with Kevin Durant right after, which is way more funnier.
Alright.
But the Kevin Durant playoff performance and stuff, I think we could say KD.
He
just
showed up.
He showed the fuck up.
He showed up.
I think Steve Nash made a little bit of a blunder by not resting him a couple minutes in that game. He gassed him.
Well, also too, I feel like
What were the options?
No,
Well, no,
remember,
no,
they were
no,
up 10
hold
with
on.
like 2 minutes left in the second quarter. You should have benched him.
nah, but this
Give
one
him that
is.
break.
Even if it's not about benching him, right? You gotta understand, like as a coach, how to make the game as efficient for your player as possible.
Mm.
And I feel like one thing that Steve Nash and the Brooklyn Nets didn't do well with KD was allow him to get easier buckets.
Yeah,
He worked hard.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. KD's a great scorer, so I can understand how you can get caught up and letting him just play his game, right? But he's also a man that you could have ran him off 2-3 screens and had him do pin downs and curls, and he would have still gave you 20, 30, 40, 50 off of that.
They just gave him the
You
ball
know what I'm
at the top of
saying?
the key.
But they just let KD just cook, and I don't care who you are and how great you are, it takes a lot out of you, bro. And on top of that, he's coming back, and they don't have no big man, so he's rim protecting, and he was trying to rebound. So he was doing a lot. Don't get it twisted. It takes a lot. But like, even as a man who was a LeBron fan and like, you know, really watch LeBron's game, it's like, look, like LeBron did it. LeBron and his coaching staff was smart to not have LeBron have to do all of that all the time. They knew at a certain time when it's like, yo, listen, we're gonna start LeBron on this block. Wait, screen across, Braun pin down, and get an easy hoop, and we're gonna foul you. You didn't exert no energy that play.
And they also had healthy Kyrie to sometimes just take the.
So I'm saying like different players at different time.
James Harden flipping, and that's why when we talk about this next part with KD versus Scotty is we'll get to that in a second. Is because KD did pass the ball. He tried to get his teammates involved. He passed the ball and James Harden said, "Nah, nigga, you shoot that ball. I don't want it."
No, but I mean, he first too.
I know, but he was getting like, you see what KD got back there.
But also, I'm not knocking KD for this. But it's a style of basketball they build.
That is true,
right? But they're not a team that's gonna flourish off of like for example, like James Harden's not gonna flourish off KD playing off the ball off of KD.
Yeah.
That's not James Harden's game. He's the guy with the ball. So now that James Harden can't move the same way, that hurts the whole team because James Harden's way of getting points is with the ball.
Yep.
So technically what KD was doing is what he's used to doing. Yo, here, your turn. You know what I'm saying? It's not like doom, drag, they'll kick out your heart and say bang. That's not like they do that every now and then, but that's not their game. Same with Kyrie. It's your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn.
Kyrie is literally that. When it's Kyrie's side, like nobody else.
That's what I'm saying now. That's what I'm saying where it makes KD not look like a team player. You know what I'm saying? Because really and truly, like their team is not built for that. You have maybe two guys who are built for that, which is like Joe Harris.
And when they get injured,
no, but it's different because KD will play make out of his ice.
And he did in those games. He did.
He did. That's
for sure. But he's playmaking to a team that is not predominant of mans who play like that. He's playmaking to a team of mans who are gonna get the ball and try to do the same thing he's doing with it.
Yeah, but we all knew they're gonna lose it. Well, we didn't all know.
No, everybody said they were gonna win. Everybody said they were gonna win. Let's be honest.
Let's be honest about something else. If Kyrie Irving didn't get injured game 3. You remember, they were winning game 3 when Kyrie Irving got injured. They probably would have swept these niggas. Sorry, game 4. Say game 4, because they lost game 3. My bad. Game 4 is what I'm talking about.
I wouldn't say sweat.
Okay, they would have won in 5. Because they slapped them the first 2 games in Brooklyn. They lost a weird game 3, 82-81, stupid score. And then they were up by 8 points. Kyrie got injured, and they went on a fucking 19-4 run, and the Bucks took the lead, and they didn't lose it for the rest of the game.
KD gave up that game.
Yeah, second half. As soon as it happened, KD was done.
KD gave up. Let's not breeze that.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he gave the fuck up.
LeBron gave up a lot of times too. A lot of
100%.
Kobe Bryant gave up too, and Kobe Bryant's one of my. A lot of players do that shit. So
I hear you, but you gotta take
your whack though.
But you gotta take your flame when you do it.
Yeah, it's super whack.
He did it. Literally with the body language and everything.
Yeah. So let's hit them with the fucking the final teams that are in the thing because we gotta show them respect, others. But I still think the Suns are going to win. Matter of fact, I think they're playing tonight. So I still think the Suns.
To show you the finals for me, it's Atlanta, Phoenix, bro.
Atlanta what?
Atlanta's no. After yesterday's game, I realized Milwaukee's gonna slap Atlanta the rest of the
season.
You wanna know why?
Atlanta adapts.
Atlanta's injuries are starting to catch up to them. Hunter and Bogdanovich injured. It's starting to catch up to them.
Yeah,
and that's what showed me that.
Bogdanovich not being there hurts.
Yeah, it hurt. Yeah, even bro, it hurt them. That last game showed me that.
Bogdanovich not being there hurts a lot.
They got slapped by 60.
But don't get it twisted. Also, they also had 40 or something like that. Was it
last night or 94?
It ended up being like 121-95.
But
at one point it was 102-66.
But at the end of the day, Atlanta got beat up game 2 against Philly too. And they came back and they held it.
That is true.
So give the coaches staff.
And that's what I'm trying to show you that they adapt. Nate McMillan, right?
Yeah.
They adapt. And I watched that fucking Philly game. I'm like, okay.
They do.
And it looked like it was gonna be a landslide for Philly, and then boom.
Like it was the game.
Bro, like they adapted to Philly quick, bro.
It goes with what you said when you were telling me how Clint Capella, what he was saying about Trae Young. Was it you that told me that?
No, it wasn't Clint. Oh yeah, it was me.
Yeah,
Clint Capella said
when
he's
Clint
not
Capella
feared,
saying
he's
that,
not
yo,
like
like,
feared,
that Trae Young has no fear. And I feel like that whole Atlanta Hawks, like, because they have really overachieved, it's like, I can see them still coming back and making a series of this.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Where is Trae Young? Because this nigga's actually throwing the Boston back when in the playoff game.
He doesn't care. He plays basketball. He plays basketball one way and that's it. Like,
I
basketball.
heard a story about Trae Young. Cause I don't even know what I was listening to, but I heard it. They said Trae Young back when he was 8th grader, and they had something for varsity or something, and pretty much this coach that just came to that town wanted to bring Trae Young. Well, actually, was just bringing on the varsity people, and then somebody said, I was whack, and then somebody said, invite this guy Trae Young, that you know that he's just killing the 8th grade, you know, just see. So when Trae Young showed up, they were 8th graders, smaller than everybody. They called the people up, and Trae Young walked to the front. And then the back, they were like, yo, get to the back, bro. Like, he say, nah, man, like, I'm begging you guys, like, talking shit from then, like I'm hoop with you guys, I'm begging you, like, and all that stuff. So I'm like, okay, this guy Trae Young just has that dog in him still. You know what I'm saying? It's just in him still. And then on the next side, we got another nigga that has that dog, that Kobe in him, Devin Booker. And that's why the Suns need to. The Suns for Chris Paul, obviously, I'm my favorite point guard of all time. So I want Chris Paul to
Suns can stay healthy right now.
I want Chris Paul to make it to the thing.
Healthy.
Fuck Chris
That's the
Paul.
key word.
What?
Fuck Chris Paul, bro.
What?
Why?
Straight up.
Let me hear that one. Let me hear why.
Because like
He's a Chris Paul fan.
just how this guy, like, just his personality, bro, it just doesn't look like a nigga I would mesh with.
No,
I feel you though.
But I compliment Kobe's personality, but I respect that.
No, you're absolutely right, because I like Kobe when he was 8. You see when he had the mini fro when he was number 8?
Yeah.
I like that
But that's
Kobe.
when he was with Big Head Kobe.
I know, that's when he was the supreme asshole.
Perhaps. But you see when he went to 24, I'm like, nah. Because yo, he went on some like, I felt like he was gunning for Jordan's neck after
and
that.
he was.
You know what I mean? I didn't like that shit. Like, I felt threatened. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But then the alpha male. That's
Yeah, I like Kobe now. No, I'm a Kobe fan now. But the reason why I don't, yo, hold on, Kilo. The reason why I don't like your man is because your man. Sorry, pause.
Flames on fire.
Why I don't like Chris Paul is because the homie's kind of like he's the president of the Players Association, and it's rumored that he's more any team he goes to. He rocks with the front office and the coaching staff more than the players, bro.
Except for the Suns right now, though.
You know what I'm saying? Well, because of Monte Ellis, that's why the coach. He's cool with the coach, so.
Yeah, it's because Monty Williams.
Monty Williams, sorry.
With Jay Crowder.
Monte Ellis, what the fuck?
Yeah, Monty
I hope
Williams.
he's with that's my guy.
Yeah, no, Monty Williams.
That's my actual guy right there.
Y'all know me. I always give wrong names and shit like that.
You guys kill me.
I actually
literally always do.
I actually met Monte Ellis before, but never.
So yo, final predictions.
Like,
He said it. He said it. No, I didn't mean to cut you off. But
Yeah, I was talking about Monte Ellis. He's my story.
yeah, fuck Monte Ellis, right? I mean, shout out Monte Ellis.
They both.
You're a real nigga, and you're a good sit basketball player.
But yeah.
It ain't about you right now. So I also have Phoenix, but I have Phoenix versus Milwaukee. I hope Phoenix wins the title for my nigga Chris Paul and for Devin Booker. Holding on the Mamba name. I think it's mid-range Don right now. What you guys talking about? Took that title from DeRozan. Pizzle, what's your prediction?
That's not
Win it all?
Bucks versus who?
Sorry.
Okay, Quincy, I know you're picking the Clippers, so.
Well, it's funny that we asked this question because I admit, and when we bring this back, I've been saying that Milwaukee, I think they were gonna win it this year. You know, been saying that even though I'm not a big Milwaukee fan, just from seeing the NBA, I said Milwaukee. Cause my actual finals that I said was Milwaukee, and I said Utah. Well, obviously Utah let me down, but I'm happy.
This nigga believed in Rudy Gobert.
I'm happy to. Oh, shit, I'm a stripper.
Oh, I was healthy. This nigga said Utah. Look at this guy like that.
I said Denver when Jamal Murray was healthy, but then as soon as he got injured, I picked.
You know what it was? It wasn't about Kawhi. It was about Paul George. Like you could have some good doctors on your team, but when you have a really bad cancer, the patient's gonna die.
They don't have enough. And Kawhi by himself.
And I just think that Paul George is uncurable cancer. And like even this, and this is what it is, yo, people are calling me harsh for the way I was talking about playoff P. Because you've been playing well the last couple games, right?
I've been talking about that. Nigga.
Right? You've been playing well. Okay, congratulations, right? But people are acting like, yo, this guy deserves praise.
Yeah, they're acting
I'm
like
like,
it's
my nigga,
Michael Jordan or some
No,
shit.
but hold on. Do you know how much this guy gets paid? Do you know what they brought him here to do? What he's doing? Why am I praising one of the best players in the NBA for playing like one of the best players in the NBA?
You know what they didn't bring?
You're not putting in KD's numbers. You're not putting in the LeBron, the Trey Young, the Luka numbers to make me be like,
That's
holy shit.
You're not putting up Kawhi numbers.
Bro, if it wasn't for Reggie Jackson right now, Clippers are not where they are.
And Terrence Mann. I said that that was the Terrence Mann's game.
Paul George is playing slow and steady.
Yes.
He's the Robin to a Batman.
No, really and truly, PG is the perfect number 3. But PG is, like I said, 13-30. You don't know if he's gonna give you 13 points or 30 points. Any given moment, any given game, you have no idea. What they didn't pay him to do is make sick with it big shots and then do what he always does in the clutch, which is what I told niggas. I've been telling niggas for years when they try to blame it on Russ. He break them 2 free throws. You made all that clutch shit, and then the most clutch shit that you needed to do, you bricked. Okay, you didn't hit 1? Giannis hits 1 or 2. Come on, brother.
Shaq used to go 1.
You know what I'm saying?
Shaq go 2 or 2 when it counts.
Before that,
Yeah, fuck the
we have them things. That's the NBA predictions. We have one more thing to talk about NBA wise, but it's not about the NBA. Well, it is. Did you guys read those messages that I posted in the group? The full Scottie Pippen talking about KD, yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes or no? And you still have the same stats. When the person did not bring up KD at all, he brought up KD, and then the man, like 3 times in 3 different questions, pretty much said, yo, but you know, like, yo, he's MVP too. Yeah, but KD, da-da-da-da-da. He's like, yo, you know, he was tired. Yeah, but LeBron will not get tired. Scottie Pippen was actually, he did disrespect the nigga. Like,
how do you disrespect him?
I'm just saying, Scottie Pippen was sending unnecessary shots, and nobody brought up KD. Scottie Pippen brought up KD.
Okay.
If you actually read the thing, because I posted in the group all 5 of the messages.
I seen it. I read the whole thing before he even posted it. So that's what I'm trying to say now. Since when, as one of the main athletes in the world, are you going to be so sensitive of people speaking their opinion on you? Every athlete in the history has had this. Every athlete. From other people who were in the old and retired athletes, to friggin' analysts, to fans, everybody speaks either positive or negative about the grades. It happens, bro. So I'm trying to say is that you gotta understand that a man like KD is in a realm that people are going to use him as reference, just like when me and you were just talking, you brought up LeBron when we weren't speaking about LeBron. He's in that realm of thing that people are gonna use that as a stature of greatness or a stature of how to be this good in the sport. So when people are talking about certain things, they're going to reference these guys' performances and what they do because they're on that level to be getting judged. You see what I'm saying? So that's why, to me, my problem with KD is he hasn't accepted that. He hasn't accepted that people are going to have their opinions on you, but it's not directly, even if it's good or bad, they're not directly taking a shot at Kevin Durant. They're taking a shot at the Slim Reaper who plays basketball. That guy. It's not something where I'm trying to tell you, well, whatever he wants to call himself, Durantula, right? So they're not trying to take a shot at the guy who they see when they see him at the thing and in the back of the arena. They're not. But KD takes everything that has his name in it as they're taking a shot at that guy.
He definitely does, because
and that's why I don't respect KD off the court a lot, and I feel that he's very immature, and he shows it because, like, bro, you have everything that anybody would want and die for it, but you still lower yourself to the level of everybody who wants to be you. Just to make, like, to what? Make yourself feel more superior to them? You are every day.
I will say this. Every athlete, well, not every athlete, a lot of athletes have responded negatively to those type of things. They've all had those moments. LeBron James had his moment after the finals where everybody like rooted for me to lose. You still have to go wake up the next day. Like, you know, everybody has those little things. KD does it too much. I will agree, because
KD does it personally.
He does, because Jackie McMullen just said on the Phil Simmons podcast that from her conversations with KD, and she phrased it that way too, from my conversation with him, I think he wants to win 3 championships in Brooklyn to solidify his legacy. KD tweeted out, once again, somebody speaking that don't really know me like that. Yeah, you know, you don't know me like that to have these conversations. and to be saying what I think about my legacy. I understand that you're in the realm of, you know, play on words and some shit, but like, we're not cool like that. We're not friends.
See, but my question
It's
is, can I ask you a question to that though?
So I'm just like, yo, KD, you are wilding sometimes.
Can I ask you a question about that, right?
That wasn't even bad. Like, you didn't need to say that.
I feel you. So my question is like, yo, like, what was Katie's intention behind trying to shoot down that person's story?
That's why I said I don't understand why he did
And that's the energy that I'm trying to tell you that Katie
He did it with
has
Jay Williams too.
to everybody, bro.
But Jay Williams one seems a little more justified.
But it's what I'm saying is like, yo, these people are analysts. They speak fast and they speak trash every day. Am I lying, Pizzo? Every day they speak facts and they speak trash. So much shit they say is facts, so much shit they say is, it doesn't match up. It only gets notoriety and it gets clout and it gets weight when the athletes then respond to them or do certain shit or do something that someone comes out to prove the point. You know what I'm saying? But if these guys don't respond to them and they don't say nothing about it, bro, do you know what shit we've heard about athletes that we never remember again, that we seen in a talk show because it wasn't true?
You know, it's one thing I do think very well. You know what my stance on most things is fucking, we have no right to tell somebody who's offended to how they react on being offended, but I don't care about that part. Is, I remember yesterday when we were having this discussion, you were saying, KD, like, well, one of you were saying KD shouldn't have down, these guys are not on his level, something, but what it shows me of KD responding to people is, he doesn't think he's above anybody. He thinks, yo, I'm human, you're a human. I don't think, yo, I'm Kevin Durant, I'm better than you. He think, look at, that's what it's showing me on his social media is that, yo, I'm gonna go at anybody. You can be Buster Douglas from down the street. You can be fucking Jackie McMullen. You can be Scottie Pippen. You can be, nobody's below me. Nobody's above me. You're a human just like me. I'm gonna respond to you accordingly. That is one thing I'll say on that sense. I don't care personally. I find it entertaining. I understand what you're saying on that sense with KD that he does. He is, it is immature sometimes. Sometimes it's immature.
I think what Q was saying is his character is petty.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? And to a level where you're getting the type of money that you're getting and the type of respect and the respect and notoriety and fame that you want, that comes with fucking that all the shit talk comes with it. And you don't need to respond to every man jack that fucking has something to say.
Bro, put it this way now.
He does.
One thing that Katie doesn't understand, and you probably remember saying, yo, he doesn't care about that, but it matters. But Katie's legacy, it gets tarnished by this shit.
It does. Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day,
not tarnished, but there's
for the end money.
The less he says, the better for him.
Yo, if you had an opportunity, right, to have your son when he grows up, like, and he's a basketball player, he loves it, and you want to pick a basketball player for him to model.
Absolutely not Durant.
You wouldn't have picked Durant.
No.
Even though as great as a player, you might show him some of his encore.
His game.
That's what I'm saying. You might show him some of his encore, but you wouldn't want it to be his favorite player.
No.
Where you're gonna go and he's gonna start to watch videos and interviews and get indoctrinated in Kevin Durant because like, yo, this guy doesn't show nothing of somebody that this stature should show. Right. So I hear you when I'm saying, yeah, I understand that he can humble down. But all the greats, when people meet them, they say that. They're humble. They act like they make you feel like they're no greater than you. Other than Jordan, right? But a lot of the greats that get real respect, man say, yo, when I met this guy one-on-one, he was a real dude. He didn't feel that way. But at the end of the day, they know when it comes to on a greater in a bigger scheme of shit, they have a bigger role to play. And KD's there, but it's like he doesn't want to accept that. You know what I'm saying? Especially as a black man.
Yo, you know what's crazy? That I gotta say this? Yo, we gonna have to two-part this, you know. We got 37 minutes on basketball.
That's crazy.
Oh, no. That is hilarious.
We'll see that after this one and then we'll move. See that after this.
Oh yeah, that was pretty much the last thing of basketball, to be honest. Fucking, is it on to the music?
Recording.
Oh my gosh.
See you later.
Oh, there you go. Right there.
Oh my
God. Wow.
You guys' energy is just off today.
These guys are definitely not focused with each other.
No, not about that. It's just the energy's off. The balance is, you know.
Flipping, have you guys got a chance to listen to eeeeee album? Have you? I know you didn't listen to it, so I'm not asking.
Yes. And to be honest with you, I like Culture, like 1 a little bit more.
Culture 1's the best one you have.
Yeah.
Culture 3 is better than Culture 2. I'll say that. I like it more than
Absolutely.
Culture 2.
I like it more than Culture 2. Absolutely.
I think Culture 2 was hot garbage. But
yeah, but as far as right now, like they have like 3 radio type bangers that they can really fuck with, and then they got with features, and then they got like some real good fucking
So
you know, on the come up trap shit. You know what I mean?
Vince, are you listening to some of it?
Yeah.
No Lil Baby features.
Nah, because they're deep.
Very
I'll
interesting.
be honest with
Keep
you.
noticing that QC.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Explain to me, Tino. You know I don't know that shit.
Well, like they're beefing with their label too.
Yeah, well, we know,
So-
and we don't know if it's squash or not. I know
Yeah.
that they didn't show up to P's birthday,
Yeah.
and it looks like they're kind of promoting it more themselves.
Yeah, no, he promoted it, but he promoted it mad late, like a week later or some shit.
Lil Baby is the star of QC right now, so Lil Baby not being on their albums, you know, it's a little interesting.
Yeah.
But who knows? We'll see. Pop and that. I like the fact that this album is better though. I'll give them that.
Yeah, they came back a little bit.
They
Yes.
came back with it.
I'll be honest with you though, like after the first time I took it in, I never
Went back to it.
bumped it again.
I'm not gonna lie either. But when I've heard people bumping it, I ain't mad at it. The songs that they're bumping, I fuck with. Like Modern Day and shit.
Yeah, I like
You know what I'm
Modern
saying? I
Day.
fuck with a couple of them.
I like that Drake joint too.
It's alright. It's a good song. I'm not going back to it, but you know, it's good.
I like that joint that they do, like they look like the Beatles or like the Blues
Avalanche
Brothers.
song or whatever.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
Avalanche.
I
That's
fuck with that too. I
yeah,
fuck with that too.
I'm saying that shit goes hard.
But yeah, and then after that, other album that I didn't fuck with.
Straightening goes hard, sorry.
Straightening his ass.
This guy hates straight, dude.
I like straight.
Bro, I'm not even listening to this. I'm straightening,
Straightening.
straightening. Don't not get straight but straightening. Don't not get straight but straightening.
Hey.
This is a bop.
It's on vibes, dog. It's not supposed to be taken serious, man. It's just on vibes, man. It's just on vibes.
That's
dog.
like y'all niggas know. I fuck with Meat
Yeah.
Mill. Meat Mill has a song called Never Lose. Off of Win and Losses.
Yeah.
I'll never lose. I'll never lose. I'll never lose. I'll
My
never
Soulja
lose.
Boy shit.
I'll-
That's
I'll-
old,
that
nigga.
shit.
Oh
I don't want to
shit.
hear none of
man.
that. Repeat the same word 15 times. Fuck out of here with that
Allow
shit.
it, bro. Allow it,
Anyways,
dog. Allow
fuck
it,
that.
too.
How are you feeling about the voice of the heroes?
That one's alright
Lil
still.
Baby and Durkio.
That one's alright
This
still.
nigga put his fucking serious face on like he's disappointed or some shit.
To be I didn't really like it that much though. I like Lil Baby on like everything of that shit, but I didn't like Dirk on it though. Like I don't like Dirk's. I don't like how. I don't know. I don't like Dirk right now. I don't like his flow. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like he kind of switched it up. He don't sound like the original Dirk. Like you know what I mean? I don't know.
Do you hear Dirk's last project?
Yeah.
The Voice?
Dirk, yeah, the voice. Yeah, that. I don't know.
No, you
I don't like
So you
Dirk.
so you don't like new Dirk then?
Yeah, he
I don't like new Dirk.
You
right
like
now.
rapper Dirk. You don't like the singing Dirk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been saying that about, but that's me with a lot of
I
rappers.
personally like
don't
singing
really
Dirk still. That's why I honestly truly feel the opposite way that you felt on that album. I like Dirk's parts and not really Baby.
Oh, for real?
I feel that Baby, the sound is getting a little repetitive now. You know what I'm saying?
I would
I
say
agree
that.
with that. I
I would
agree
say
with
He
that.
has to say the.
It's not on the Baby level. It's not on the Baby level.
It's
of
not. It's
repetitive,
not.
but it's getting
But
there.
like,
It's getting there.
yeah. If it's switch up by the end of this year, he's done.
No, I agree. Out the two, I still like Lil Baby more than Dirk, but you are right. Lil Baby was a little bit more repetitive. You know what I mean?
Big facts. You know what I'm saying? Big facts. Anything else really popping in?
What about the Lloyd Banks?
Oh yes, my bad, real hip hop. My bad, real hip hop. My bad.
My keeps asking every time I go check grams.
Yeah.
Man's like,
Same with
bro.
my nigga Deuce, and I still only listen to half of the Deuce. I'm sorry, bro, don't hate it. Deuce is gonna be like, yo, everybody hate that.
Or Conway, La Machina, like, come on, like, dog,
He don't like that type of rap, man.
dog. Tell you about albums, man.
Yeah, we be talking shit. But
yeah, there's some music that came out. Who else dropped the album laying down bumping to that like someone dropped a new album to that like. What about that new Kodak shit?
I didn't even listen to it, so
we talking about
you
that.
take that one in.
Well, he dropped two shit. We haven't talked since Kodak's been out like that.
Yeah, the EP that he dropped, I was only really fucking with the Z Look Jamaican and a couple other songs, but
He dropped another one too.
I didn't know he dropped
He
another.
dropped a recent one with like 4 tracks on it or something like that.
Okay.
I think one of the tracks are alright, but it's I don't know. I feel like a lot of people right now, like, we're almost in like the middle grounds of a generation with rap, like, you know? It's like, it's either you're stuck on one type of sound and you like artists that make that sound, or like you're just listening to older music, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody coming out, there's nobody really coming out with a new sound right now. Everybody's kind of just like doing their same shit, you know what I mean?
You mean
like,
Push Ice-T, Spot 'em, Got 'em?
Yeah, but them niggas all sound the same though.
Nah,
I fuck with Spot 'em, Got 'em, but Spot 'em, Got 'em's been on for a couple years. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's gonna blow more than what he is. Push Ice-T, I fuck with Push Ice-T 100%. I like
Big
Push
Star and all the niggas like I like what
Fujiano.
1017 is doing right now.
I
So.
hear you.
I know they just need to fucking chill on getting arrested.
Niggas has got
Well,
to
just
stop going to
cool.
jail.
It's just cool.
No, Fujiano's in jail for 5 years, but he's gonna
Fuji,
serve 2.5.
Yeah, that's true.
Come out on house arrest. Do some videos at Gucci's compound.
Yeah.
You know what it is. You know the formula. Beyond that, fucking, ain't not really.
Man,
What's
we're
popular?
feeling
Niggas are-
smiley in Toronto right now.
I like his new track still, moving different.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
you would.
I
Still.
like that track
I know
still.
you would still.
I even like Boat's new track, I won't even lie.
Mm.
The CLE niggas dropped a new track. I like that shit. It's pretty
Yeah, I
hard.
fuck with the CLE
It's
niggas.
pretty hard still.
CLE not
Yo,
Cleveland.
could we take a moment to speak about top 5 though? The best criminal ever?
Oh man.
Bro, this guy's living a movie right now. Bro, he's the only criminal ever in the history of criminals. I've never seen it ever even in a movie. That a criminal was on the run for a murder one and going on Instagram live on jet skis and back and forth. The man saying he's on his block. Yo, the cops, the day before the cops released it said, yo, we think he fled out west. The next day the man went on Instagram live, the man's like, I'm on Varna. I'm like, this guy's an idiot, like what?
Wow.
Bro, what the fuck's going on? Like literally, I just was saying, I'm like, yo, I pray that when they do catch him, if they catch him, that he don't have a gun in the car or on him, bro. Cause real nigga shit, the with them,
They're gonna
they'll fly him, bro.
Yup.
They'll fly him. They hate, and he's a Somali kid from the hood. Bro, they hate this kid right now, you know.
This guy said, and he's a Somalian kid.
No, I'm saying like to the cops, that adds extra flames, you know. Like if it was a black kid or a little little Somali, like to them, like a little black kid, little Somali kid, bro, they're gonna go extra hard to
No,
steal
for
us
sure.
out. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't want to see us thriving. And the fact that top 5 is still out here living life, they're like, yo,
Nah, he.
He's not locked right now though.
huh?
Isn't he locked right now?
Nah,
Bro, he's on the run. Everything you've been seeing on his life, he's been doing this on the run on a murder one.
The news has been posting on CP24 like every day.
How'd he get out though?
Bro, he got off the last one because it was conspiracy, right?
No. I'm talking about he like it was all of it in the he got
He got
locked
caught for
recently.
conspiracy.
Yeah, for conspiracy, and they let him out.
Conspiracy. Then he got out off of that on a bail, right? Until the court date. But I guess in the time when he was on bail, they upped the charge to a murder one. And then that's when now they're like, yo, you're pretty much now there's a warrant for his arrest for the murder one now. Now he has to turn himself back in because they upped his charge.
So now he do it.
But then he did the dash. So now they
Nah,
since then, so now
nah.
they can't catch him. He's just out here
He's
Instagram
naked.
live in it.
Oh wow.
He's doing the free food.
The man's killing me, bro. Promoting his read his music and shit. Man's birthday, he's like, yo, happy birthday, this guy. He's taking a picture with his family and just blanket on their faces. I'm like, bro, this guy's living some mafia life, bro. What the fuck?
Wow.
He's finessing stuff.
I don't know Odd as well, 'cause I don't follow him, so I didn't know Odd as well.
Yeah, I don't follow him either, but I seen the shit.
Shit's
I seen on the
interesting,
news.
so
Like real nigga shit, dog. I don't promote following nobody, but like, yo, dog, like top 5 is actually entertaining. Like his biggest entertaining to follow. Cause all this shit that's fuckery, he really posts it. Like you'll be able to see top 5, like, yo, this guy's a story. What the fuck is this? Cause the story fuckery. He'll be like dissing mans or post a picture of the next nigga, op nigga, like, yo, like that is just.
Q loves the fuckery.
Yup.
Only from certain ones.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Cause it's actually entertainment. The other niggas is
Yeah.
like, bro, the rest is like, dog, this is like,
Just chill.
this is too hood shit. Like,
Yeah.
fuck, man, you know? And these top 5 it's funny. Like, it's
Well,
disrespectful, but it's funny.
It is. Mad disrespectful. Also entertaining. That's what I'm saying. Everything's for entertainment. So that's the last of the music. I guess we're ready to get on to some real shit in a moment. And then we'll put it out, chop it up. See how this episode goes. See, we vibing, we talking, see, we back. You know what I'm saying? We partying right now, motherfuckers. We giving y'all content right now, you hear me?
Yeah.
So, obviously, it's time to get more serious, because there's some serious shit happening. And it's why I'm confused to why people are telling me to trust the same government that's involved in these cover-ups. the residential schools, the stuff that's going on with this, the 751 found recently in the, what was the 212, I think was the first time.
Which was 50.
50. So, you know what I'm saying? They just keep coming out, it's over 1,000 now. And I can't ever say that I'm surprised because I know about this country. And climbing, yes, exactly, not done. It ain't over. And I'm surprised that this is not more over the news that like it should be. Actually, I'm not surprised. I should stop saying I'm surprised.
I'm not surprised at all, but it's just one thing to me that's shocking that like, yo, we're actually in the middle of the discovery of a genocide. And like, it doesn't matter.
It's not bigger news, people are upset.
See what I'm saying? People are still about to celebrate Canada Day.
Because they don't.
But everybody canceling and everything, but like nobody wants to stand for this shit, yo. Yo, dog, like,
I'm surprised
imagine, no, but like, it's one of those where it's like, it doesn't really hit home until you think about it from your, like, putting yourself in that shoes, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember I was reading this shit about it, like, they're pretty much saying that the people had an ultimatum. What the ultimatum was? Either they get adopted to a family they don't know, or they go to residential schools. One, a lot of them are getting adopted to families of people that were treated like shit. It could have been even other native families, but they were drugged out or had criminal records and all that shit. Or they're going to these residential schools where kids are just. Then how many people are now coming out saying that like, yo, like it was known that like kids would just like go up and
that's the thing though.
But they wouldn't talk about it.
That's what they're not talking about on the news. Because if you hear, because I listen to talk radio sometimes and they interview people, natives, and they talk about their experiences either being adopted or in residential school. And a couple of them said like, just told the story of them running away. You see what I'm saying? But they never asked those questions to go deeper in the rabbit hole, like why were you running away? What were you running away from? They never asked those questions. And those are the questions a lot of people are asking, but they're not putting on the news.
Right.
And that's how you really know the media controls what
The narrative.
what we should be sad about, what we should be motivated about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like not just the narrative, but our emotions towards everything.
Our emotions with it, yeah.
People
come
down to it.
Because really and truly, you put it this way. Right now, people feel bad because it's like, oh my god, that sucks. But if like what people were saying, if they release why and what happened, I feel like it would create an uproar. Because people would be so flooded with emotions that like they would feel the need to respond somehow.
So we be honest.
Mark in your head. Only built for Cuban links.
It kills me. Yeah, obviously flipping. You know, I'm not gonna leave y'all on no side money shit. You know,
Nah, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Keep it popping. Okay, I have a question, and this actually came from it came from really our group chat. One group chat. So, do you judge your friend's choice and like in women and stuff, or do you judge like your not even judge your friend's choice? Like, do you ever judge their like, oh yeah, like, you're attracted to that?
That their type?
Yeah. Not so much their type, because their type is your type. I don't give a fuck.
Put it this way. This is how I can explain it to me. You notice it, but I don't think you judge it. You know what I mean? It's not like you notice though. Like you be like,
yeah,
oh,
you definitely notice.
Maybe type of thing.
That's you definitely.
But like for example, like I feel like one of our friends has a certain type.
100%.
Right? So it's like.
100%.
It's like yo. Because of that, like it doesn't mean that we judge them when they have a shirt that looks like that or doesn't look like that. It's just you kind of stay up in the back of your mind. Like you might see a girl and be like, yo, people like this shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like you just know, like, yo, this is the type. Like this is their type. You know. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think you judge them though. Like you don't look at them different.
Exactly. It's not even a judge thing.
I feel like you're more
sometimes you'll crack a joke on if the thing is like kind of like, you know, brolic or something.
Yeah, or like if a man likes a certain type of girl, you know, like you might be like, yo, this is, you know, see a girl there, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It might be one of those, you know what I mean? But the only time that I feel like men actually get judged when it comes to women is by their friends is how they handle the relationships. Like, you know what I mean? And how they handle the women. Like if you kind of see your like if you kind of like a friend who's kind of like runs up and down and does the most and like kind of like the woman runs them and they don't have no sort of backbone in the relationship, and you can tell her just kind of like it's almost like not that you lose respect, but you look at them like, yo, come on, bro, like I know you're better than that. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, don't let the girl like take away your qualities too, you know? But you also have on the next end too, where you see some of your friends who like run their girls into the ground. You're like,
You're like, yo, dog, ease up.
yeah, like you're kind of fucking wilding on her, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just chill the fuck out. So I think that's kind of like where you kind of like, that is one thing that will make you kind of judge your peers.
Yeah.
When it comes to women, well, not their choice, though. not their preference.
Not your preference.
Nah.
That's what I'm saying. Not your preference. It would just be a 1-2 where it's kind of like, even if you got a scene with it, like, you clap back, man.
You know?